Hey guys, Larry here, and we're up at the Yoper house. And we're gonna start working on a little project here. Um, my driveway is it's barely big enough for my truck. There's no way to park another car on the actual concrete here at the driveway. And I have a lot of guys that come up here with snowmobile trailers and stuff for snowmobiling and everything. And this over here gets real wet. It is really, really wet right now, actually, still. But at least there's no standing water. That just dissipated a couple days ago. Now it's just kind of mushy. You can see some standing water over there and stuff, but this is just kind of mushy. But the plan was, kind of still is, kind of isn't, is to build a pole barn back there, kind of pole barn, kind of workshop thing. And I'm thinking like a 24 by 42 is my plan. But I'm kind of thinking almost changing that now. I don't know. I got things up in the air and stuff, but I'm thinking about maybe purchasing some land on one of the main highways and building a nice shop there that I could actually work on like semis and stuff. And I'm thinking, why building two? You know what I mean? And so I could build it a little bit bigger than what I need, and then that way I can have some storage for my toys and stuff. I'm not really sure if I'm going to do that yet or not, but I really definitely need to get something down here. I need a bigger driveway. Right now it's just grass and kind of mud and stuff, and it gets pretty wet. All the snow has finally melted off, and everything is just pretty much swampy out here. But I need to go back to work pretty soon up to Maryland. And I want to get this done before I go, because it'd be a lot easier digging this up, I think, with it being soft right now. So what I'm going to be doing, excuse me, is firing up old pops there and basically shaving this down, probably taking about 6 inches or so of this out. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it from the road up here over to the concrete driveway, kind of about 4 feet away from the house, the garage wall here, and going back to that shed and digging this out. And then I'm going to have some, I think it's called -1 rock or something like that. It's like 1-inch rock and stuff. And I got a guy that's going to be coming out here and delivering some. And then I'll spread this around and drive over with the tractor and with my F-350. And that'll start packing it all in and everything and start to build a base. I'm probably going to have a few truckloads. And I think right now what I'm going to do is basically where there's dirt, I'm going to do this kind of over there where I park a trailer and kind of back to that shed. And I'm going to do this and start getting a base built in here. And then once the base gets stable and stuff, then I'm probably going to put some finer gravel over the top of it to kind of fill it all in. And eventually what I might do is put some blacktop down here. Have a company come in and do a blacktop. But right now, it's just probably going to be gravel. Probably be that way this year. But eventually, probably do like a blacktop, maybe even the actual driveway over the concrete, put blacktop there too. And kind of make it all look nice and everything. So, I'm going to fire up old pops and see if I can get working, because this guy's going to be showing up with some gravel. So, I got to get this dug out. Hopefully, I don't get stuck. Well, guys, this has not gone as I planned. I almost buried my tractor. I'll show you guys a picture here. But I cannot get in there. It's just too wet. You can just see it. I dug a hole over there and tried to put a sump pump in it. The water table here is crazy, and now it's raining again. But I just got a phone call from the company that's supposed to be bringing out the gravel, and the guy was like, "Oh, I'm on my way. I'll be there in 5 minutes." I was like, "What?" He wasn't supposed to show up till tomorrow. But I think it's fine. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them dump it like right here in the driveway. And then I can just kind of push it out and spread it all out there, kind of make my way out there. And that'll give me a base to keep pushing the dirt off of there and stuff. It's pretty much like, it's only like 6 inches of actual dirt, maybe even not even that. And then it goes to like a clay and stony kind of gravel mixture anyways. But I got to get something down in there, some kind of base, some kind of rock stuff. So he's on his way, I guess. got most of it cleaned out. The guy, I was gonna videotape him when he was out here dumping. I was gonna, whatever. I suppose you guys seen dump trucks dump before, but he had to dump it on a driveway. It was just too wet. He couldn't even get over there, and he pretty much had to put it right on the concrete. I told him, I said, dude, you cracked my concrete. He just kind of looked at me and started laughing. But yeah, I got it pretty smoothed out. It's getting better and better as every time I drive over. I think what I'm gonna do is do a lot of it by hand now. Get out a rake and kind of rake it out and shovel some things around. Clean off my driveway again. And then I think what I'll do is I'll take the tractor and I'll drive it in reverse and just keep backing down and going back and forth over, just packing it in, packing it in. He actually told me, I told him what my plan was to go way back, that I was maybe going to build a shed and back there, and I want to build a driveway going all the way back through. And he was like, next time he call, he said, take off about 6 inches off of this. And he says, ask him for coarse mine rock. And he said, it's a lot bigger rock. And he says, it works better for out here. He says, it'll actually, they'll put it down, and he says, it floats. He's like, it's all the same up here. There's just a little bit of ground, and then it's all clay mixture stuff in there, and it just sinks. And he says, so get that clay stuff, or get that coarse mine rock, and he says, and build a driveway with that, and then put this over the top of it. But I think this will work. Just filled in this here, and this is packing in pretty good. I've been driving across it lately, and the tires are not sinking in too good. So I think this will work, and this will be able to get me over there further where I can move that dirt further out too. I can kind of scoop that and move that up, and then I'll taper it onto the lawn and then plant grass on it. But basically, you can see where it's cut into the grass there. That's kind of the line that I want to go back, and I want to go back to the shed, and then kind of over where the snowmobile trailer is, kind of make a little spot there too. But the driveway itself, I was planning on going all the way back to the trees with it, kind of where that shed is. So yeah, so now it's just a lot of handwork. Well guys, we got her pretty decent. Got this leveled off. This is the first area right here. And there's a real soft spot out there where I pretty much buried the tractor. Just have to kind of stay away from that. And I'm gonna actually be going back to work here pretty soon. And I'll probably be gone for, I don't know, a couple of weeks, maybe a month. Who knows? And by the time I get back, it should be all dried out and stuff. I actually took the tractor and just ran her back there as fast as I could. That's where she started to dig in a little bit, and I just parked it. But so yeah, it's pretty good actually. It's pretty stable. I think what I'm going to do is take my dually and just kind of back it in over it and pack it in. But I probably won't go past this point right here. Leave that over there until it gets drier out. Once it gets dry out, then I'll use the tractor and the blade and stuff and smooth it all out and stuff and get the best I can. But yeah, I got maybe a third of a driveway done. But it's just, I mean, it's like a monsoon. My daughter and the drunk carpenter were actually going to come up here last weekend. We were talking about going UTV riding and the four-wheeler and stuff, and it's just horrible. The trails are just horrible, just potholes and everything. They can't even get out and groom them and stuff to fix them up from the wintertime. It's just so wet and everything, and all the snow melted, and then it's just been raining pretty much nonstop. So it's just really wet. I guess it's spring. Yeah, spring. And it's just really wet, you know. And until it dries out up here and stuff. The problem is the water table is very high here. My backyard, I can't even go into it. I can't even walk out there. It's just mush. But the water table is very high. I'm going to actually have to bring in a lot of fill. And I think raise this whole thing up here. And then put dirt over top of it. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I actually have to do something with my sewer too, because the water table is so high and there's just water everywhere back there. My drain field is not draining. I don't think I'm going to do it this time, so I don't have the time, but I think the next time that I'm out here, that I'm home, I think I'm going to have to rent like a little backhoe or something and dig out the sewer drain, the drain field and stuff, and dig that out. And I'm thinking that it's kind of plugged and everything, but it's kind of just sitting right in the middle of all the water, and so I'm gonna have to extend it back there and stuff, and do that and stuff. We don't have permits and stuff up here. A lot of people, like when I was remodeling the house and everything, people are all like, "You better have this permit and that permit and all this other stuff." There's actually really nothing up here. There's no inspections and nothing. It's kind of just like a homestead type thing, you know, and there's not a lot of laws for that. So you can kind of do what you need to do and stuff. And the sewer has been inspected, but I think that I'm gonna just extend it out a little bit so that it gets out of this this wet field behind my house. So yeah, I got about maybe a third of the driveway. That's the major part for right now, people parking, because I mean, I couldn't even get 2 cars in here, and because it was just all just mush and muck over there, and I'd always park my truck over there, and I was making ruts pretty good getting in and out of there, just by having like half my truck off the concrete. It was pretty bad. So this should help a lot. This would be the starting stage of it, and as I drive in and out and stuff, it'll pack it all down and everything, and then when it dries out a little better, we'll get this smoothed out a little better. So I'm going to let you guys go. I hope everybody out there is having themselves a great day, great night as they watch this here video. And if you're not soaked and cold like me, we can always try it over again tomorrow. Pretty soaked. It's been raining nonstop. The gravel guy was actually supposed to be here tomorrow, and he got mixed up or something. And I don't know. Maybe it's because it's raining, a job got canceled or something, but he called me up. He's like, "Yeah, I'm 5 minutes away. I'm coming on my way with the load." I'm like, "What?" But it worked out. It got it in there, and I was able to get out further with the tractor and do what I need to do and make it look a little better. And got the gravel pushed in where I need to now. It's got to settle. So it'll work. But man, getting the rain stop, and it's cold too, guys. I bet you 45 here. It's been every morning. It's been like 40, and maybe getting up to like in the 50s. And we have had a couple days that have gotten up in the 70s and stuff. What day was it? Tuesday. It got up in the like 70s and stuff. But otherwise than that, it's been cold. It's just not fun riding the UTV and stuff. I've done a couple little things, looking around and doing a couple things. I actually went looking for my phone that I lost this last winter on the snowmobile. I thought I knew where it was. I went up there. It's completely different from winter to summer. I couldn't find it. So that's about the only thing I did. So I just got to fix that board on the side of the door there that I popped off. And I actually have to run down to Baraga, I think is how you pronounce it. I always get these things wrong. And I'm meeting up with a gentleman. He's selling a Recluse clutch that is for my Yamaha 450F. And he said he just used it like a couple times and didn't like it. Didn't like how it felt and stuff, so he wanted his clutch back. So he's got it posted, and he's half the price of the new one. So I want one bad, so I figure I'll go pick that up. So I got to make a run on down there and pick that up, and it's about 40 miles from here. And I'll do that this evening when he gets off of work, and I can mess with that thing. So I'm gonna let you guys go. See ya.